Hi, I'm Erica Toelle with Cayman Consulting, here at the MetaViz booth at the Microsoft SharePoint Conference 2014. Today we're talking with Sean McDonough from the Bitstream Foundry. So Sean, before we were talking about how you've been doing a lot of work with the app model. Why the app model?
Well, the app model is pretty much our only way forward if you think about customization in SharePoint. Up until now, we've had full trust solutions, which were great, gave us full access to a SharePoint server object model, but that caused problems for things like upgrades. It caused problem anytime we needed to debug. Sometimes bad code could bring a server down. So we had a bunch of inherent problems. Well, going forward, Microsoft wants us to write our code in a way that it's going to live somewhere else, not pull our servers down. And you know, it's kind of like a Facebook model. The app runs somewhere else, SharePoint stays happy. Everybody wins, well, except for the developers who sometimes have to learn some new skills.
But do you really think that the app model is ready for prime time?
Well, that's a really good question. The app model is ready for prime time. When we first started with this back in 2013, beginning of 2013, when the platform was released, I mean, it was new to the SharePoint 2013 platform. It was very much a 1.0 release. There were gaps in the APIs. There continue to be some holes in some spots that need to be filled in. But the product team and the developers are working very hard to fill those in, give everyone who's writing app model code what they need in order to take a step forward, fill in, I think we had some gaps with things like workflow. We're getting some controls and some solutions that are coming out, open source, so that they can be extended if developers and other folks need to do it. So yeah, I mean, it's more and more ready for prime time every day that goes by.
Oh, that's great. So if somebody is either a traditional SharePoint developer or new to SharePoint development, what advice would you give them in getting started with the app model?
Well, if you're just starting out with the app model, the first thing to realize is it's definitely a departure from the way you've written code in the past. You're not going to be writing on a SharePoint server. You're going to be writing code that runs somewhere else. Depending on how you build your solution, you have a variety of options available to you, such as a SharePoint hosted solution, which is nothing but JavaScript, CSS, static HTML. If you're building provider-hosted apps, your code is going to run on another server, and it can literally be any stack you want. It could be C#, it could be Java, it could be PHP. It doesn't really matter. But you're going to have to get really good at building web services interfaces, focus more on HTML5, CSS3, current technologies. There are plenty of great resources out in the community. MSDN is an excellent first stop. But Scott Hillier has some excellent bootstrap kind of material to get you going, some of the JavaScript development patterns you might use. Richard D. Zarega with, I think he's with MCS, but he's written an excellent post on what you can do with the app model, and if you build certain things a certain way with full trust code, how you would then go and do that or not do that with the app model, and he kind of walks you through it. So plenty of great resources out there. You just need to bing it and see what comes back.
Great. So Sean, where can we find you online to learn more about this?
Well, you can get me in a couple places. I mean, Bitstream Foundry is my company, so www.bitstreamfoundry.com. I have a blog at www.sharepointinterface.com where I've written about some app model issues, things that I've found and done some troubleshooting. I speak quite a bit. I'll be at SP TechCon, SharePoint Saturdays here and there. I'm also on Twitter, SP McDonough. And I welcome communication in any form. I love to talk to the folks in the community, and as a work-at-home kind of guy, social interaction is something I value greatly.
Great. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, and have a great conference.
Thank you very much.